Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about solving percent problems using proportions. I think the easiest way to set up these problems using proportions is to start with your label. If you start with a label, it's pretty easy to figure out what part goes where, or what part is the part and what part is the whole. So these two things are what we're dealing with. When we make proportions for these types of percent problems, you're going to need a fraction that is for the percent. So you have the percent fraction, and then you also have the numbers fraction. Now, certainly the percents are going to be in numbers, but they're all going to have the percent symbol after them. So let's read this problem with that in mind. So when we read 24 remember is equals, right? So when you say 24 is what percent, every time you see the word percent or what percent, that means part, okay? So this is the part we're trying to figure out. Part. So what percent? Right now we don't know the percent part. So that's going to be our variable. The whole in the percent fraction is always 100% because a whole pie is 100% of a pie, or a whole car 100% of a car. So that's how we set up the percent fraction. Now on the number fraction, since it says 24 is part, I kind of replace what percent with the word part. If 24 is part, then 24 must go on the part. So the top of the fraction. Of 32, well, there's only one other place 32 can go, and so we put it there. Then to solve these is pretty simple. We just use cross products like we've been using earlier in the year. However, before I do cross products, I like to reduce as much as possible. So I'm going to change this 24 over 32. I'm going to change that to, was it 12 over 16, 6 over 8, 3 over 4. That's really going to make our calculation a lot easier. So now I can do cross products. So 4n is going to equal 300. If I divide both sides by 4, I get n equals, what is that, 75. Okay, now it says what percent, so we're going to answer as a percent. So we're going to say 75%. Okay. Keep in mind we don't have to make this 0.75 or 7,500 because this is already over the 100, so it already is going to be in percent mode. So 75, just put the percent and we're good to go. Let's try another problem. What is 4% of 350? Remember, we're talking about part over whole. We're going to have a percent fraction. We're going to have a numbers fraction. So what is 4%? Well, 4%, that's part, because we know that 100% would be the whole thing. So we know 4 goes on top here. I know that 100 goes on the bottom, always, because it's the percent fraction, and a whole percent, or a whole thing is 100%. Now it says, what is part? Remember this, we can replace with the word part. And so this is going to be the variable. So n equals part. So that means n must be the part. N is the part. It's telling us n goes up here. Of 350. It's the only thing that's left. So we take care of it like that. Again, I would reduce this before I did my calculations. So that's going to be 1 over 25 equals n over 350. Another way we can do this, which is slightly different from the previous one, is rather than doing cross products, we can just say, well, if I multiply 25 by 14, then I'm going to get 350. So I'll also do that up here. This does not always work because this number will not always evenly go into this other number here. So you have to have this technique down just in case. But when possible, this is a faster way to do it. Also, you don't answer as n equals 14 because there's no mention of n in this problem. What is 4% of 350? The answer, 14 is 4% of 350. Let's do one more. 21 is 84% of what number? Again, starting with part over whole. I even start shorthanding it after a while. But I always make that label, so don't get lazy because it will help you, I promise. So we have 21 is 84%. Remember, this is the part. So it's telling us that 21 is part. So 21 goes on the part. 84% is going to be part because it's not 100. We know 100 goes down here. The only other thing remaining is the variable in this case, so n. Once again, before I do my cross products or whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce this as much as possible. So 84 over 100 would be, what, 42 over 50, 21 over 25. That's about as low as I can go there. 21 over 25 equals 21. Wow, look at that. It actually reduced to tell me what the answer is going to be. This 25 is going to have to equal n because 21 is equal to 21. Going back to the problem, 21 is 84% of what number? Well, 25. Okay, so hopefully this video helped you figure out how to set up your proportions. Remember, it's all in the setup, P over W, and then just figure out if this 21 is talking about the part over the whole. It's pretty easy because it says is part. All right, thank you for watching.